What comes to your mind when you hear the word monk? If you're like most people, then a bald man dressed in an orange bedsheet of sorts and nothing more. But what if we told you that you only know half the picture? There's much more to these religious men. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 of their superpowers. Yes, contrary to popular belief, meditation is not all they're good for. They can accomplish amazing feats. By the time we're done, you'll for sure want to sign up with the Dalai Lama. Don't believe it? Only one way to find out. Superhuman strength is something you associate with the likes of Superman.
Sure started to practice for this feat.
Only so imagine our surprise when we found out something close to that right here in the Himalayas. Harvard scientists set off the mountain region to study the monks living there. Imagine their shock when they found out that at the height of 15,000 feet, these monks were drying off their sheets with their body heat. Most people would be freezing their asses off at that altitude. But when you're a monk with incredible body mass, you won't have to deal with that problem. If you think about it though, a monk with so much body mass would be super difficult to hug. Well, not for this tree-hugging superhero. You're probably thinking, since when did we regard tree-hugging as a super strength? If we are, then no one can beat everyone's enthusiastic aunt at family reunions. However, tree-hugging when it comes to monks is completely different. Instead of wrapping their arms around the tree, as you might think, these monks wrap all of their four limbs around the tree trunk with their legs going over their heads. They do this not-so-easy thing every day for every year. Why do they put themselves through it? Well, their goal is to uproot the tree. A better tool would be an axe, but monks probably don't believe in sharp objects. After all, they can withstand attacks using just their bare bodies. For many folks there, their best defense against a sharp object would be some sort of vest. But monks aren't like the rest of us. Their body is their best defense. Good enough to be called an iron shirt without the iron. You'll be impressed to know that monks can withstand attacks from hammers and other sharp objects with just their bare bodies. These guys have an incredibly high pain tolerance. As part of Shaolin Kung Fu training, these monks sleep on hard surfaces and hit their bodies with wooden and iron hammers. Yes, they don't need any protection from stabbing. If you're looking to protect yourself against a potential stabbing, then might we suggest learning the iron bull technique. However, we must warn you, it's not easy stuff. Monks start by scratching their stomachs with fingers and nails. Easy, right? But then they move on to scratching with a blade. And when that no longer brings pain, they move on to hammers. We doubt an ordinary person could stick to the routine. However, it all pays off since you can withstand the force of a battering ram without crying out in pain by the end. At this point, someone could say a monk can stop a bullet and we'd believe them. After all, they can balance themselves on knives too, so what's a little bullet gonna do? You may not know this, but monks can use their inner chi to harden their stomach, allowing them to balance themselves on the sharp end of a blade without it piercing the skin. How do the monks do this? Well, it takes years of scraping at your skin with knives and blades. Truly, the monk way is the way to go. But what if they feel cold? Wouldn't it be great if you could control your body temperature? Feel cold when you want to? Generate heat when you want to? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But monks have been able to master this with mere meditation. Harvard studied the monks and found out that monks can raise the temperature of their fingertips by 17 degrees. However, their core temperature remains the same. Moreover, Harvard scientists discovered that one group in India could reduce their metabolic rate by 54%. To put it in perspective, an ordinary person can reduce their metabolic rate by 15% only, and that's only during sleep. Talking about sleep, how is it that your mom always knows if you're up or not? Does she have a sixth sense? Your mom may be able to guess whether you're up to no good with her sixth sense, but can she dodge a knife attack from the back? We highly doubt it. However, monks can, even the blind ones. They devote themselves to training their mind tirelessly for years. We don't think they skip a day of practice. The result? They develop a sense of awareness that far exceeds that of an ordinary person's. They treat it the same way as you would treat your vision or hearing. They can anticipate attacks in even the future. In short, they exist on another plane. So it seems. They just can't stop defying the laws of physics. There are a few of us who can manage a handstand without falling flat on our face. When someone manages to do one without losing, we can't help but be amazed.
出手不见手，见手不为净。
However, monks make us feel like fools praising such a simple trick. You see, monks can do it better. They can do a handstand with just 2 index fingers. Some can even do it on 1. We can't balance our body weight on 2 hands, and they're doing it on 1 finger? 1! If you thought that was amazing, wait till you find out about the monk that can walk on water. Yes, monks can walk on water. Well, at least one can. Shi Lili Nang. Ever since he was a kid, Shi was a massive fan of 1980s kung fu movies. His favorites were Flight Through Water and Flying Through Air. So when he found himself driving past the Quanshu Shaolin Temple, he ended up realizing his true calling and joined the rest of the monks in training. From then on, he devoted himself to training. Every day he practiced walking on water on iron bars. Now he can prance almost 400 meters on wooden boards on the water surface.
Schur started to practice for this feat in 2005.
It may sound easy, but it's anything but. If you try, you will fall. At the moment, Shi Lili Yang is the only one capable of doing such a thing. Want to know one other thing only monks can do? Well, they can puncture glass with a needle. Imagine that. They can throw needles at insane speeds with mind-blowing accuracy. This is definitely the most impressive out of all the 72 arts that a monk has to practice. Monks have the superhuman ability of puncturing glass with a needle. If you see it happening in real life, you won't be that impressed. It all happens very fast, and you can't register the tiny hole the needle makes.
Whoa! Oh! Wow!
However, when you see it happen through the lens of a camera that it records at 25,000 FPS, we can bet 100% that'll leave your jaw hanging. If you don't have a camera, you can watch the balloon burst from the needle on the opposite side of the glass. And with that, we're done with our video. Which monk superpower impressed you the most? Will you be adopting the monk way now? Do let us know in the comments. We'll see you next time with more fun stuff. Till then, goodbye.